my vampire game turns out has DLC, and I'm excited for the drama. The drama. Let's yap and play the game, huh?
Good evening, Samuel. I know you are busy packing to go back home to the United States, but I thought you would enjoy one more therapy opportunity before you leave.
Ooh.
Here, take a look at their intake form.
Oh, look at them. Okay.
Huh, good-looking pair, I'll give them that.
Good luck tonight. I am eager to see how you work with these two.
All right, I think I'm ready. Here they come.
Bonsoir.
That is a very French accent. Holy moly.
Salam.
Well, howdy. Nice to meet you two fellers. Glad I could squeeze you in.
Very kind of you to find time for us.
Whoa.
Yes, I want to fix everything. Come on, let's go. Let's get started. I'm ready to do the work.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Antoine Francois Momoro, but call me Momo.
And I am Reza Hushmanzadeh.
I'm sorry. One more again.
Well, howdy, Momo. Mighty fine meeting you, Mr.
Oh no. Oh no. They're making me be literate this soon. Oh no.
Hushmansate?
Huge man satay. That sounds delicious.
So, what's bringing you two to my window?
I simply asked Reza for a little more living space. I asked him to move to the other side of my castle, and this made him quite upset.
So, Momo, what triggered this desire for more space?
It is no longer the 18th century. We are allowed the leisure and peace that the aristocracy has always enjoyed. And that includes peace from one another, n'est-ce pas?
You think you deserve what the aristocracy has because you are an aristocrat now. You're not a common man.
This is interesting. So it's not just like a clash of like beliefs of what a couple should be. It's like class clashing too. Wild.
Momo's got his own needs, and they might not have much to do with you.
But we were fine before. Why am I not good enough for him now?
Oh, Chaton, you are being dramatic. Why are you afraid of a little space? I do not wish to be with you all the time, and you cannot force me to. Just as you cannot force your people to revolt. These are inevitabilities you must accept.
Well, Momo, you said yourself that the thing that drew you to Reza here was his passion. Don't go shutting him down by telling him he can't have an effect on anything. He can't take control of history, but he can make a difference, just like you did. Look, we gotta sort out where the truth is here, and something tells me we ain't gonna do it while we're all here in the same room. I'd like to talk to you two by your lonesome, so I know where you both are coming from.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Cowboy, I think this is an excellent idea.
Well, why don't we start with you then? You can come visit next week, and then I can talk to Reza the week after. The same time work for you?
Yes, I am not busy. Merci beaucoup, therapist. À la semaine prochaine.
Bye.
It is a fine night out. I believe the mortals of the city are engaged in some sort of celebration. Perhaps you can see what has them so excited.
It sure is a fine evening. Mortals seem to be riled up about something. I can hear a lot of noise out there. Oh, hey, Bert. You know what's going on out there?
Look at his little shirt. Why is Dobby so small? His name is Bert.
Back festival?
Back festival. Oh God.
People are really into Bach here. I never went in for that classical stuff. All right. Don't go reaching for your pitchfork. Maybe I'll go downtown and listen. Oh, well, butter my biscuits. I think that's the man himself.
Butter his biscuits, chat. Butter them.
What are you talking about, cowboy? Bach is the coolest.
Hey, yo. Huh?
Jumping Jehoshaphat, what the hell was that?
Der Barasser.
Der Bahasser.
I don't speak German. What does that mean?
Bach Hasser?
It means the Bahira.
Oh, okay.
Maybe this is one of our kind in need of help. I ought to track them down. I'll ask these kids some questions.
Oh, do we get like a mystery side quest?
Has anyone ever seen the Screamer?
There is a legend that a ghost haunts the streets of Leipzig.
I ain't ready to go on the hunt just yet. I've got some resting to do. I'm sure this ghost of Leipzig can wait.
All right, so we have some kind of weird Bach hater mystery side quest going along with couples therapy.
Well, best get home to my coffin. Oh, see you next time, Leipzig.
All right, cowboy, go night-night.
Good evening, Samuel. Have you been enjoying your adventures in Leipzig?
Yeah, I suppose so. Folks seem to be in good spirits. They really like this Bach fella.
You don't like Bach?
Nah, I guess it ain't my style. Kinda showy, ain't it, with all them notes and all?
Perhaps you needed to be a part of the zeitgeist. It is hard to express what Bachmania was like in the 1730s. You are seeing our revolutionary Frenchman tonight, yes?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him alone. Reza seemed pretty quick to offend. This might be a more peaceful session.
Very well, my friend. Let us see what Momo has to reveal tonight.
All right, let's see what Momo wants to chat about.
Bonsoir, mon ami américain.
Bonsoir. Good seeing you again, Momo. How are you tonight?
I fucking love Sam trying to speak other languages. It's my favorite.
What's going on with you and Reza, really? It seems his feelings are pretty hurt.
Yes, well, it is a relief to meet alone. You're so emotional. It's charming in its own way, but it is also exhausting. I love that Reza wants freedom, but he does not understand yet that his war is unwinnable. I'm simply trying to help him avoid frustration. He believes his revolution can succeed, and he hates when I try to explain to him that it never will. In 1792, we founded the first French Republic, created in liberty for the good of all our people for all time. It lasted 7 years before we had an emperor. Reza watched radical Islamists take over his revolutionary movement. They killed him for being a homosexual or for being a communist. It does not matter which.
So the reason that his boyfriend is a vampire is because he was gay and a revolutionary. Wow, okay.
I think it matters some.
Not really. They feared Reza simply for being himself. It is no surprise that he was fascinated by the cult of reason and the church of the self.
But if we sit back and say, that's the way things are gonna be, well, we're surely gonna be proven right. That kind of Nosferatu thinking is a good way of giving up control. And that's a way to make sure the bad guys are the ones running the show.
Yes, of course. I do not disqualify the positive of what I did. We did temper extreme elements in both the first and second estates. Religion, like the state, simply needed a correction.
Padre,
Okay.
I got no doubt that you've had your own hard realizations about what you need to find peace. And I got no doubt them realizations are right for you. But you're a man of reason, so I'll lay it to you straight. Maybe what's right for you ain't right for Reza. Maybe it ain't right for him now. Maybe it won't ever be right for him. He's a lot younger than you and me. He ain't found his peace yet. It took me 90 years of walking in the woods to find mine. Maybe he won't need to do that, but he's gonna find his peace in his own way, in his own time.
Damn it. Yes, well reasoned, and again, most vexatious. Is just so damned odd. Ironic, isn't it? The thing that I find most frustrating about him is what makes me want to ravish him. What do you think we should do then? My wisdom was what brought him to my castle doors. If my wisdom is pointless,
I ain't here to tell you what to do. If I've helped you reflect on some stuff, that's my job done, and I can't do more than that.
very well. I suppose all I can do for now is wait and see if his blood cools a little after you talk to him.
But we'll see.
A bientôt. Or since we are dead men in Germany, a bientôt?
Huh?
Oh, merde. Tot means dead in German. Please try to learn a language. Au revoir, cowboy.
More Bach story. More Bach story.
Well, at least I can listen to some nice music. That Bach festival's probably rollicking like a Saturday night saloon. Hey there, Johan. Doesn't look like you're in a good mood tonight.
Are you talking to yourself?
Whoa, she's cool.
Old habit. Spent a lot of time alone.
I'm Sebastiana.
Well, howdy, Sebastiana. I'm Sam. You a big Bach fan?
You could say that. I'm a musicology student at the University of Leipzig.
Hey, yo.
I'm writing my thesis on how Johann Sebastian Bach was the original punk rock musician.
Didn't he do a bunch of organ music? You know,
Yep.
The Sex Pistols just played guitar music. Joan Jett just rocked the house every night.
I don't know who them folks are, and I reckon I don't want to know what kind of bullets a Sex Pistol shoots.
Poor Sam. Sam lived in the woods for so long. Lived in the woods for so long that all these modern references just go right over his little cowpoke head.
I'm looking for this Bachhasser person.
The Bach hater? Ugh, I know about them. Look at the posters behind you. They struck again last night.
Johann Sebastian bitch. That's pretty funny.
It's not funny. It's stupid.
All right, well, what's the other stuff say?
Bach is saying I have a shit son.
You said his kids were lucky to have him as a teacher, though, didn't you?
Of course they were. He wrote the Well-Tempered Clavier not only as brilliant music, but to teach his children. See? I have
Whoa.
this piece of sheet music I've been studying with me. It is Johann Sebastian Bach having a musical competition with his son, Wilhelm.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah? Who won?
Are you serious? Johann destroyed his son.
Well, he sounds kind of overbearing. Maybe one of his kids could be this Bachhasser.
Maybe one of Bach's kids is or like grandkids or family members is a vampire.
Even if that were the case, they would all be dead now.
About that.
Well, that doesn't stop some folk.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. I'm just making a joke. Thanks, Sebastiana. Fine meeting you. I bet my last dollar that this Bachhasser is one of them Bach kids. Now I just gotta find him. But some other night, maybe. I think my coffin's calling me. Been a long night already. Well, Bach, sir, I hope you're feeling a little less grumpy next time. Adios, muchacho.
Sam is so cute. All of his little cowboyisms. Here he comes to wreck the
Salam there,
day.
Salam.
You want to jump right in then? I'm sure we got lots to talk about.
Is there? Momo told me how your session with him went. We all know I'm just a foolish baby.
That's not true. Calm down.
Reza, buddy, you ain't met half the old vampires out there. If you had, you know I'm a young buck myself in vampire terms. You wouldn't like it if vampires younger than you thought of you as a boomer, right?
Dr. Sarat, I'm not a boomer. All I ever wanted was freedom for my people, and because of that, I got treated like a child.
That's a noble goal, Reza. I think every human being on this earth wants freedom.
I just feel as though I'm the only one who wants to keep fighting. Maybe I really should sell out the way Momo did.
Oh, let's cut to the chase then. If you really think Momo's a sellout, what are you doing with him?
I just keep hoping that the man I fell in love with is still there. I met him on Sedit's atheism forum.
Oh my
He
god.
wrote, he spoke to me in a way no one else could.
They met on Reddit.
He gave me perspective on what happened in my country. We didn't have an Sky Daddy to fight against, just our leader, the Shah.
I think I get it. So you two hit it off because you ain't fans of religion?
It was that at first, and then I found out who he actually was, and I was starstruck.
Oh, so the way that they were talking about how they met before made it sound like Reza suck. Freudian slip. Reza went out of his way to find the French guy because he idolized him.
I was dancing in the disco with my comrades when they showed up. They shot me. The fools.
Whoa.
The bullet hole on top is the one that killed me.
Whoa.
I showed it to Momo during one of our video chats, and he started flirting with me.
Oh, so Momo's into scars, huh?
Why did Momo start dating you in the first place?
He said it was because he admired my fire, that I made him feel alive again.
Which he said a bunch of times too. Momo said that in his single session. He said that in the very first session that I had with both of them together. I do think that that's how Momo feels.
Well, that doesn't sound like disrespect to me. So why are you reading his mind?
Okay, fine. Maybe you're right. Maybe he does respect me a little bit. I think I just feel so small compared to Momo. Momo got to do so much in his life. I didn't have the chance to do much of anything. I was only 25 years old when I died. It's not right.
You want my advice? Go on a date with Momo. Don't talk about no revolution or religion, just enjoy each other's company. There's a reason you liked each other in the first place, right?
I guess so.
So go appreciate each other. You're in a long-term relationship, amigo. And now that you're dead, long-term can mean a real long time.
Okay, you're right. A date sounds nice. Maybe we can go out for Persian. Thank you, Mr. Waltz. Khodafez.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, good office to you too.
I love Sam
Well
not...
done, my friend. The fire of youth burns brightly, does it not?
You hear that, Chief?
Oh! The Bach hater's screaming again!
It has been most persistent these nights. The musical mystery deepens. Are you going to play detective tonight?
Detective time!
I was
Detective
thinking about
time!
All right, I'm feeling good tonight. Think I can find one of them bot kids. I'll head down to the square.
Oh boy, what kind of Bach kid am I gonna see now?
Hey,
Nope.
you're talking about Johann Sebastian Bach.
Her name's Johanna! Cute.
Oh, shucks. Seems I can't sneeze in the old man's direction without getting the third degree.
Rightfully so. Technically speaking, he's the greatest composer who ever lived. His use of imitation is absolutely astounding. A contrapuntal dialogue that creates a melodic stratification, but with complete control.
Sorry, I haven't gotten your name. I'm Sam.
How do you do, Sam? I'm Johanna.
How do you do? I ain't heard people say that in scores of years.
Why ever not, I wonder? It's a perfectly decent way to introduce oneself.
I ain't heard anyone say why ever or oneself in a long time either. Could this be one of my kin? Well, maybe I can suss her out. Blending with nature's rhythms, all the tongues of nations.
That's Walt Whitman. Oh, to finally meet someone with an appreciation of old things.
Well, dang, that settles it. And she's got a smile sweeter than honey fresh from the comb.
Is Sam getting a little crush on her? That'd be so cute.
Say, I've got a question for you.
What is it?
He is! He is! Oh my god! Meet cute! Meet cute!
So, I was thinking,
Meet cute! Meet
Yes?
cute! Meet cute! Meet cute!
well, dang it, I forgot how to do this. You know a lot about Bach. What do you know about where his kids ended up?
What a bizarre question. I'm afraid I don't know. I suppose I would check the local graveyard.
Oh, right. Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna perform his sonata in B minor soon at the Marktplatz. Would you like to join me?
That's the famous one, I think. The Sonata in B minor.
That sounds mighty fine, Joanna.
The night awaits then. Come on, cowboy friends.
That one.
Bonsoir, mon ami.
Salam.
Well, bonsoir and salam to you, gents. It's good to see you both together again. Let's start with some positives so we can remember why we're here. Momo, why don't you tell Reza something you appreciate about him?
Very well. Reza, I love your eyes and your ass.
Ooh.
If anything could convince me of God's existence, it might be that ass.
Hell yeah, dude.
That ain't exactly the kind of appreciation I was looking for. What about Reza as a person do you appreciate?
Yes, well, Reza, you are such a passionate damn soul. You are all fire inside.
He keeps saying that, but then as soon as Reza exhibits that passion, Momo is like, get away from me.
Momo just said he appreciates your fiery spirit. What do you say to that?
Yes, I'm sorry. Momo, thank you. I appreciate your words. I always clean up eventually. I don't know why a few bloody shirts has to be more important than, I don't know, the ancient war on the lower classes.
Ugh, there he goes again. Anytime he doesn't want to do anything, it's the great class war.
You see how he tries to act like my baba? Maybe I don't want to be told what to do all the time.
Do you hear what Reza's saying there, Momo?
I'm not telling him what to do. It's up to him whether he'd like to listen to me or not. I'm not forcing him to do anything.
But you are, though. Because when he doesn't do what you want, you send him to the other side of the castle and tell him to leave you alone.
If Momo just wanted someone to feel superior to, there's plenty of mortals out there who would love to be taken in by a vampire.
Well, maybe he would be happier with a teenage mortal girl.
Whew, dang, Reza's pretty steamed. I ain't sure this session is going to a good place. What can I do?
Tame the wild stallion! Do the horsey noise!
Reza, nobody's here to hurt you. You're a good vampire. Ain't nobody down that. And it's okay to be angry.
Sam's horsey powers activate!
Of course it is. I'm just trying to do something good in this world. I'm so angry all the time.
I've been that way too. But you're among friends. So go ahead, be angry.
I'm just so tired. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of feeling like a useless piece of shit.
My sweet, you are not a piece of shit. I love you.
Aww.
You must think I'm not a man at all, Sam Walls.
Reza, don't go reading my mind. I don't think that at all. A real man ain't scared to feel his feelings. That's all you're doing here.
He speaks the truth, mon cœur. I told you so often that I love your passion.
Do you think we can keep talking, Reza? Would you like to stop for tonight?
No, it's all right. We can talk.
Aw, look at him. He's trying.
Such a fuck up.
No.
I try to help my people,
No.
but I can't do anything. I can't be a good revolutionary, and I can't be a good partner.
Compadre, I'm asking you for a little self-compassion. You done a lot for your cause. Hell, you died for it. You gotta realize that you're good enough. Momo, I think you've got some work to do too.
Moi? Mon ami, I am 250 years old. I have sorted out my issues. I have accepted the world as it is and now live peaceably within it.
Nope. I don't think that's true.
Compadre, let me shoot straight with you. You had this whole cult of reason thing you said, right? Ain't that just turning reason into a religion?
Quoi? No, I'm mocking religion.
And you've ridden on a pretty high horse with that mockery. Some people might even say that you're making absence of faith into a faith. Any chance that superiority gets in the way of setting people free? Maybe you'd win more hearts and minds if you just lived your truth. And maybe you wouldn't make Reza here feel so bad for having his own faith that he can do something good in the world.
Very well. Reza, I apologize. I have been dismissive of you, even of the things I admire about you, and I am sorry for it.
Oh, he said he was sorry.
Thank you. I just want you to notice the good things about me, not just my messes.
I do sang sucré.
So, how are we feeling now?
I think we're gonna be okay.
Yes, I think so too.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's check in next month. We'll try out some of these new listening and compassion skills we're learning and see how it goes.
Au revoir, cowboy copain.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Now I'm getting close to solving this back mystery. I can feel it. I think tonight's the night I check out the graveyard. Ooh, dang. This place is a lot spookier than the graveyards back home. If there's a vampire hiding out here, I'll find him.
Do a vampire call? Like a duck call?
Boy,
Curious.
oh boy, what a beautiful night to wander a graveyard alone. Me walking around with my type O negative blood and my clean-shaven neck.
This is so dumb. I'm so here for it.
Ooh, better not cut myself on something. The blood'll gush everywhere.
Wow, I have such fresh blood and a strong heartbeat.
Dang, nothing. Guess it was too much to hope that this backhasser would drop in my lap. Oh well, guess I'll head back. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh.
dun, 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 dun,
He's
oh,
humming
yeah.
back. Whoa!
Klappe halten, Schweinehund! Singt nicht seine verflixten Melodien!
Holy shit, who the heck are you? I don't know what the heck he's saying, but I know there's some distortions in there. See, fella,
Nope.
what you're doing there is labeling.
Nope.
Those are some nasty sounding words.
Meine Worte bedeuten nichts. Meine Musik bedeutet nichts.
Yeah. That was not correct.
Oh, yeah. There, you're scared, I know. It's normal to be scared.
Meh.
You're right to be scared. There's a lot to be afraid of, friend. But not me. I would never think of hurting you. Phil, I don't know your language, but I know a man who does. You want to come with? We can get you some help.
Commit.
That's right, Phila. We can help you commit.
Commit. Yeah. I'm sure that that's what he was saying.
Well, another case closed for Sam Walls.
Okay.
And he looks shook out of his saddle to see another old vampire living in Leipzig. I think Bach Jr.'s in good hands, though. Momo and Reza seem to be a little bit more accepting of each other's differences.
I believe it is so, but our relationship is always work. If we are properly living, or unliving, our humanity only becomes more complex with age.
I gotta confess, I'm a little out of my element in that department. I haven't had a real relationship since I died.
A relationship can be a safe space for a vampire to explore.
Oh, shucks, I don't think there's much wrong with conventional sex.
Are you sure you must return to the United States, my friend? There is much to explore here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
No, Sam! Don't crush my dreams! Ah!
Well, I think the best way for me to learn about vampire relationships is probably to be in one.
Are you looking for love, my friend?
Well, not looking exactly. But if a John Muir type lands in my lap, I ain't gonna turn him away.
Oh, Samuel, it has been more than 100 years since John Muir died.
Yeah, I know. I gotta move on. Like I said, I won't turn down an opportunity if it comes up.
I hope not, my friend. But hark, I believe I hear our couple approaching. Choose your distortions well.
Evening, gentlemen. How we doing tonight?
Salam, Mr.
Oh,
Waltz. I think
said
I'm
ick.
feeling good tonight.
Oh, okay. He said ick, so that worried me.
I'm glad to hear that, Reza. You all right there, Momo?
No, I am not all right, and I believe I have you to blame for it.
Uh-oh.
Me? Well, what did I do?
You put all sorts of funny ideas into dear Reza's head, and now he has lost his mind thanks to you.
Well, maybe we better lay our cards on the table. What's been going on? Why do you think Reza's lost his mind?
Well, go ahead, Reza. Take your shirt off and show the man what you have done to yourself.
Did he get a tattoo? What could he have done to his chest?
Hey, that's a fine tattoo, friend.
He
I ain't never been
did.
inked myself. A little afraid of needles. What's it mean?
They're koi fish. They go with the flow, but they don't stop being what they are.
Oh, I love that for him.
Hey, I like that. That's a great perspective. You want to accept the world for what it is without compromising yourself.
Yes, that is why I incorporated my bullet holes. I died for my cause because I care about it, and I always will. I
Yeah.
can still be myself and make an impact on the world without expecting to completely change it.
Well, dang, Reza. That's a beautiful way of looking at things.
Beautiful.
Is it? You should hear the mouth that comes from his beautiful mouth now. The world belongs to those who let go. He whose desires or few gets them. He whose desires or many goes astray. My dear Reza has fallen from reason and breathed the opiate of the masses, religion, into his dead lungs.
Oh no. They met on they met on an atheism subreddit.
Why are you so angry? I finally listened to you, to both of you. I am learning to accept what I cannot change.
I am upset because I thought I was dating a freethinker like myself, not one who quotes from ancient books. I thought you were an intelligent man, but here you are believing in yet another sky daddy that will only hurt you.
You think I am a fool. You disrespect me. You think I'm no different from a mullah or an inquisitor.
That's mind reading.
Oh, whoa, I'll stop you there, Reza. I know you're feeling judged, but you're mind reading here and going to extremes.
No, I'm afraid he isn't. It's true. I don't respect him, not anymore.
I think we both know this relationship has been over for a while.
Oh no.
I would have been content if you had simply adapted to the cold embrace of reason as I have. We could have enjoyed intellectual pursuits together for eternity.
I will only ever be me, Momo.
That is a shame. Very well, therapist. I hope you are happy. You've destroyed the relationship. Perhaps my needs are better fulfilled elsewhere.
I mean, we don't have to end that part of our relationship.
Friends with benefits? Hey yo.
Indeed, no. It would be a pity if I could not see that airy chest again.
Well, I'm sorry we couldn't have a fairy tale ending here, but if we're not fighting reality, I think we're doing the prudent thing. That's just how life goes sometimes, ain't it? All right, you two, I'll let you get going then. I hope the new arrangement will be good for both of you.
Well, I suppose I'll still get what I want. Very well, therapist. Bonne nuit to you.
Night night.
Khodafez.
An unexpected end to the evening, but perhaps the best one we could hope for.
Very amicable, I must say, between the two of them.
Reza
Very
seems to
amicable.
have found some measure of peace, and Momo is not ready to be flexible in his thinking yet. It is common among our kind.
So I'm discovering. I wish I could have helped them two find some kind of middle ground, though.
It isn't up to you, my dear. A couple is not a unit, but one and one. And who knows, perhaps in 1,000 years, Momo and Reza will be a wonderful couple.
Maybe they just gotta like bump uglies.
Truth be told, even though it didn't work out, I'm a little envious.
It need not be so, Samuel. I am certain that there are many who would love to experience a passionate, compassionate cowboy. Well, I will leave you to it. Tonight is the last night of Bachfest. I hope you will go out and enjoy the music.
I will. Now that Wilhelm's in good hands, I can relax and enjoy it.
Do so, my friend. Your evening off is well earned. Rest in peace.
Well, I was hopeful for them two fellas, but I think Reza's just outgrown Momo. What do you think, Johan? Think there's any hope for us old folks?
Talking to dead men again?
That was some mighty fine flute playing you did the other night.
Thank you, Sam. You're an old soul, I think. I wasn't surprised you liked Bach.
This is the cute nerdy girl that he wanted to ask out, by the way.
Did you end up finding his children?
Yeah, I did actually. I think they're in a better place now.
Being dead is in a better place?
Oh, it ain't so bad. You get used to it after a while, right?
You're a very odd duck. Has anyone ever told you that?
I don't think so, but I like the sound of it.
Then you are a very odd duck, Sam.
Quack.
You gotta tell me something though. How do you play the flute like that with fangs?
Fangs? You don't know how to play the flute at all, do you, Sam? You just bring the head to your lips, loosen your jaw, and blow.
Oh, those are the steps, huh? Wink, wink. Those are the steps for flute playing. Flute playing, right? I wish I.
Would you like me to teach you how to play Bach, Sam?
Ooh.
Oh, very much, ma'am. Very much. I'm afraid I'm heading back to the States soon, though.
Oh, he is. I forgot. He is going to America.
So am I. But we don't need to worry about that right now. Vach will play all night.
She is! She's going to America too!
What do you say, partner?
Take a chance on love!
There's something I love doing more than anything. Something I usually do alone, but right now, I'd love to have you join me.
Oh, what's that, Sam?
Joanna, I'd be honored if you'd take a walk with me.
I'm screaming! Oh my
I'd be
god!
tickled pink, sir.
That was so freaking cute! I'm dead! I don't have a brain! Wait, look at them! Oh my gosh, my heart. My heart is so full! That was so cute!
Samuel, my dear, thank you for making the time to speak with me. An elder vampire such as I should not need your time. But I have been rather foolish of late, and disappointingly powerless against my own cognitive distortions. Before you came to learn from me, I was the only vampire therapist. But now that you have been trained, I wish to ask for your help.
I get to therapize Annie!
You
Okay.
think it'd be all right? Well, of course, I'm here to talk. I've been worried about you.
Squeal indeed! I get to therapize my fictional vampire husband that doesn't know he's my husband.
I am sorry for that. It has just been emotionally difficult to see how my past, much like myself, refuses to be buried. But perhaps my efforts to bury my past have been the problem. I wish to unburden myself to you, Samuel.
That means we get to hear Andy's backstory.
I promise it will not take 3,000 years.
Okay.
I suppose
It
you
could,
should
though.
pick what cognitive distortions I am likely to exhibit. I think we both know what my chief distortion is.
Disqualifying the positive?
As reformed vampires, we have similar mindsets.
I want to say this so bad. We're gonna.
It's being handsome devils. The night can't handle the two of us.
That is no distortion, my friend. We are indeed a force of sexual allure to be reckoned with.
Yeah, hell yeah, you are. He's self-aware, chat. I deserve that. I deserve the spray bottle too. But I regret nothing.
Do you mind if we play a game while we speak? Much of what I will recall will be difficult to talk about.
We're playing a game.
Well, sure thing, Andy. What'd you have in mind?
A game within a game.
Let us play a little Settlers of Wallachia.
He asked me to play a board game with him, so it's a date.
Now then, let me tell you the story of my early days as a vampire.
Story time, story time.
Here, perhaps this will tell you something of my origins. Please be careful with it. It's nearly as old as I am. But this vase has emotional value to me. This poor vampire with a spear in his chest, his name was Machariel. He was my bloodfather, and the love of my short life.
Does that mean he turned into a vampire for love?
We did not even need to speak. He could communicate poetry with a single glance.
Oh, the romance.
This is the night he was killed by the Trojans. They attacked us in our sleep. I woke up to their laughter and his sweet blood splashing across my face.
Shit. Dang, Andy. I can't imagine how traumatized you must have been. Your heart must have been broken to pieces.
I could not face my own sorrow, and so I turned my still heart toward anger and vengeance alone. And my vengeance was mighty indeed. I tortured Mechariel's killers, of course, but this did not cool my blood for even a moment. After the fall of Troy, the Trojans were led by a man named Aeneas, though I usually thought of him as Enos.
Is it because he's an asshole?
Real mature, Chief.
Come now, Samuel, I was young. Anyway, Aeneas was the ideal the Trojans wished to live up to. He was extraordinarily handsome, strong, and wise, not a mindless killer like those who killed my Mechariel. But I wished to hurt him and all his people. After the siege of Troy, the Trojans were a landless people. They drifted across the Mediterranean to the great city of Carthage in northern Africa. They welcomed the wayward foreigners and invited them to settle in Carthage. They were offered fields to farm in, protection, and a fair place in the city. Indeed, Dido herself fell deeply in love with Aeneas, and he with her. It seemed the Trojans had found their peace. I seduced pure Aeneas. He was not so pure when I was done with him. Seduction was always a great skill of mine.
I never would have guessed.
But I made sure that Queen Dido saw us. She adored Aeneas, and I broke that poor woman in my lust for vengeance.
He is really a slight me, I'll fuck you and your mom. Damn.
Queen Dido built for herself a mighty pyre, and even from 3 leagues away, Aeneas was forced to see his love burn in the fire of her sorrow. He could not hide his shame from me, nor his tears. To me, they were beautiful.
Holy shit, Chief. I get that hurt people, but dang, you could have turned it down a notch.
Oh, that was not even the end of my vengeance. In the land we now know as Italy, Aeneas met a noble Greek man named Evander, and to my dismay, they set aside the horrors of the Trojan War and became allies. Evander's people were warring with a local tribe, the Rutulians, led by a bloodthirsty boy named Turnus. In the dark of night, I joined with Turnus. I trained his people in the art of war. I taught Turnus how to fight as a man who fears neither death nor shame. Knowing that Turnus would lose, I convinced him to challenge Aeneas to single combat, a final battle. But Turnus would only lose his life. I was determined that Aeneas and the Trojans would lose their souls.
And what do you mean by that, sir?
I convinced Turnus to wear the belt of Pallas, the child of Evander he had killed, as a trophy. As I predicted, Aeneas easily defeated Turnus, ending the war against the Rutulians. But as Aeneas extended his hand in mercy, he saw the belt of Pallas, and that mercy melted away. He drove his spear into Turnus's chest, and Rome was so founded, not in mercy, but in blood. So you see, Samuel, I was the cause of Rome's bloodlust. Every cruel emperor, every colonial injustice, even the spectacle of the gladiators, they were my doing.
Oh, but Chief, that's assuming way more power and blame than you can take credit for. You hurt them Trojans, sure enough, in ways they couldn't erase. But you can't suggest that you created the morality of people who weren't even born yet.
I understand this now, but I do not wish to erase the part in Roman history I had. After all, this was only the beginning of my evil deeds against the people who once called themselves Trojans. Because of the loss of my lover, I aimed to taint the soul of an entire people. In the last 200 years, I have done significant acts of good. I have uplifted the poor. I fought the scourge of fascism.
Hell yeah, brother.
I have helped vampires find the peace that was so elusive to me. But the good I do now is washed in the blood of millennia.
That's not true.
And all that good shall be lost in time, like drops of blood in the vein.
I am locked the fuck in. This man is so interesting.
But Andy, who asked you to compare those evils to the good you do? Is the Andy of today gonna do more of them evils?
He will certainly aim not to.
So why are you cutting him down? Would it be better if he didn't commit acts of good? Do you need to remind him he's evil every 5 minutes? Or is that disqualifying the positive?
You see why I also need a therapist. Knowledge of cognitive distortions does not mean that I am immune to them.
So you've taught me. But I like the Andy I know, so I'll thank you kindly not to be such an asshole to him.
Yeah, what Sam said.
But regard well, I have claimed all of your souls.
Hey!
And am now the voivode of Wallachia.
No! I'm good at Settlers of Catan. No!
Oh, shucks, these German board game rules are so complicated.
Poor Sam. Poor simple American can't play Euro games.
And I have had thousands of years of experience in the art of war, my friend. Next time, press your advantage. You may do a little better. I suppose you might be able to guess what aspect of my past is giving me such distress.
Oh, we're gonna be talking about the Reddit incel guy, I bet. The guy that turned Sam.
I will summon my emotional strength and accept my part in Heinrich's development as a monster. I believe the 1400s were my worst century. I had professionally killed so many by then, and I was so good at it that murder seemed meaningless. I no longer felt that dark adrenaline that accompanies life-taking. I felt nothing. In order to combat this feeling of emptiness, I transitioned from a simple vampire into a far more terrible monster. I became what is known in modern times as a troll.
I'm so sorry. This is like a serious conversation. It's just really funny hearing a 3,000-year-old being label himself as a troll.
I was doing business in the southern regions of the Holy Roman Empire when I met him in a tavern.
Of course. It always starts by meeting in a tavern.
He was drunkenly ranting and raving about the sin of Eve, how women were the cause of all evil, that witches surrounded us. By the end of the night, he was spouting some nonsense about how breasts were chest horns and that all women possessed a sacral hump indicating a vestigial tail. I cannot believe I ever saw value in such a fallen one. I ought to be ashamed. Anyway, I turned his rambling manifestos into something more grounded. We made a scholarly appeal to Pope Innocent VIII to condemn witches, and he was only too glad to issue a papal bull. In this papal bull of 1484, the Pope condemned those who consorted with devils, incubi, and succubi, and those who cast spells.
Interesting.
Huh. It does sound like a bunch of bull.
Baloney.
You are not the first to think so. This papal bull was largely ignored. Pope Innocent VIII was not a well-regarded pope. Heinrich was intensely disappointed when this papal bull did not result in the widespread persecution of women. It was at this time that I offered Heinrich the chance to dedicate his immortal soul to his dark work by taking it from him.
Andy wanted Kramer to continue his work so badly, and that's how he became a vampire?
Of course he took my offer. He was all too eager to devote eternity to his hateful work, and just because I thought it would be funny, I told him we needed to have homosexual sex in order for the dark ritual to work.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Never thought Andy would fuck the incel, but here we are. Ay, ay, ay.
Heinrich took to unlife well. He dedicated himself wholeheartedly to his great book, the Malleus Maleficarum. This is a manual of sorts on how to identify, persecute, and kill witches. It was a work of dark fantasy garbage, unworthy of any respect.
Wow. And it's not even a it's not even a cognitive distortion because it's true. That's so funny.
And so Heinrich became a superstar influencer. His works spread across Europe, and witchcraft, once a superstitious joke, became a very real problem to the public. This climate of persecution spread throughout the Holy Roman Empire, and would later fuel witch hunts even in your own country. But even this systemic persecution was not enough to sustain me. Acceptance of radical ideas has a way of normalizing the radical, and I soon became bored of Heinrich.
Wait, you helped make a witch hunting manual popular throughout Europe, and then you got bored.
A troll requires fuel to feel they matter. If a troll ceases to be radical to others, they are beings without purpose. I told Heinrich as much when I dumped him.
Oh my
He
god.
bored me. He was a mere tool to be used.
Oh, dang, Chief.
Dumped
You
his
didn't
butt
think
buddy
much
on the
of
side of the
after all,
road
did
because
you?
he was bored. Fucking brutal.
Legitimizing witchcraft was a significant accomplishment, to be sure, but its fulfillment left me feeling empty. The existential angst of a very old vampire is hard to communicate. I just wanted to feel that I mattered somehow. By 1492, I had to go somewhere where I feel more effective as an agent of chaos.
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue?
I smelled blood, for lack of a more apt phrase. I arrived in Granada in April. Though the stones were still stained red, its conquerors were hungrier for blood than I was.
Blood in the
Ferdinand
water.
and Isabella had just sanctioned Christopher Columbus's trip westward in search of treasures to fund their conquests.
Hey, I know this one. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Hey, he said the thing.
If I could find my way into their court, I could commit such devilry.
Devilry, you say.
It would not be easy for a dark-skinned demon like me to worm myself into their graces, but I found a way.
That face and that charisma, I assume.
Well, let me guess. You seduced Ferdinand. Or Isabella.
Samuel, I am hurt. You think I just fucked my way through history, don't you?
I mean, it's not a stretch. It's not a stretch of the imagination to say that. Don't make me out to be the bad guy because 2/3 of your backstory is about fucking.
Oh, shucks, Chief. I didn't mean nothing by it. I just saw a running theme and thought,
Hey, he said it nicer than I did.
Well, you were right. I seduced Isabella as his chief advisor.
Oh, God.
Called her La Latina.
Oh, Ooh, Andy's Shadow the Hedgehog.
What a woman. Here, I have a painting of her. This painting does not capture her essence well, but she was also devilishly attractive. There is nothing sexier than an inquiring mind, and Beatrice, she was one of the sexiest women I have ever known.
Yo. So he likes smart girls. Fuck. Someone get me a book, stat.
You sound a little smitten there, Chief. Better not let Crimson hear.
She knows about Beatrice. Not everything, of course. She doesn't need to hear the most intimate details. But, seeing as you are acting in the capacity of my therapist, I can tell you, yes?
Yes. Yes, you can. Yes.
She used
Yes,
to
you
do
can.
this one thing with her finger.
I ain't a Puritan. I just think all this stuff should maybe be done behind closed doors.
I knew her by reputation before I met her, and I knew the way into her underclothes. It was through Latin. I quoted Virgil to her, the story of my old nemesis, Enos.
That's not his name.
You definitely said anus.
Uh-huh, you did. You said anus.
Oh, my mistake. Anyway, I knew I would be her match in Latin, so I told her, Nunc scio quid sit amor. Now I know what love is. She admonished me for my forwardness, but did so with a smile that she could not hide from me. With her husband in Madrid, I spent the warm Spanish evenings with her, drinking her blood and sharing thoughts of terrifying intimacy.
Whoa.
Oh, meaning you got up to a lot of kinky stuff.
Oh, the kinkiest. We probed each other so deeply.
Whoa.
We did.
Whoa. I didn't know there was another hard P word to worry about in this game other than peg.
Well, I can guess.
Oh my god.
Discussed Aristotle.
Whoa. So kinky.
Oh, okay, maybe I can't guess.
You cannot know true intimacy until you have delved deeply into Aristotelian logic, biology, and virtues with another. But Samuel, I used her. Even with the bond we formed, a bond that few couples on this earth could ever achieve, I used her. Through her influence, I was able to embed myself into the Spanish court. I introduced Ferdinand and Isabella to the Malleus Maleficarum. They adored it, of course. They loved blood as much as I did.
So you were feeding poison to a couple of already rabid dogs.
Yes, it inspired their brutal actions against the conquered Muslims and Jews, which delighted me in this foolish troll era of mine.
God damn. When he said he was a troll, like, he's not kidding. He really just did shit to do shit.
I think she was trying to save me through our conversation, Samuel. I might have charmed her with my voice and my words, but she knew who I was. But I could not hear her wisdom. I was 2,500 years old. Who was immortal to talk to me about ethics and virtue? It is simply difficult to reconcile my disappointment with myself, Samuel, that I helped the evil and used the virtuous. Once I had helped to fuel the bloody ambitions of Ferdinand and Isabella, I abandoned Beatrice. Alas, I believe I was a far more successful troll than I have been a sincere human being. I used Heinrich and Beatrice more effectively than I have ever helped kindly vampires.
You're disqualifying the positive, sir.
Andy, you're disqualifying the positive again. Whatever troll you were in the past, comparing him to the Andy of today is as useful as milking a bull.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it might make the bull happy, but we ain't gonna talk about
Whoa!
it. Point is, if we're talking about the good you do now, what do your troll days have to do with anything? You're being a real Count Gloomula if you're taking something good and ruining it for no reason.
Count Gloomula, what the fuck?
Count Gloomula? I know of no such man.
Count Gloomula on the cereal shelves right next to Count Chocula.
I made him up, but he's just who you're being when you're knocking yourself down.
You are correct, Samuel. May that Andromachos remain buried. I will not forget him, but not so that I might torture myself, but to remember how far I have come.
Yeah, no more. I refuse to walk onto another roof and have you sitting there waiting for the sun to come up, sir. You will not ruin me emotionally a second time.
I must say, I am feeling much less burdened having spoken with you, my friend. I feel as though I am in bat form already, with the wind beneath my wings.
I'm glad to hear that, Andy. I don't want you weighed down.
The last century has been a bit isolating. Other elder vampires think themselves above self-improvement, so we have little to speak of.
Well, I guess that ain't no surprise. New ways of thinking don't usually come out of retirement communities.
Indeed, we elderly often prefer to sing praises to old glories, but there is no glory in my past, only death. I have killed far more than a few thousand mortals. The truth is, I have no idea how many people I have killed. I was certain, however, that I was the dominant force of death in the world. But in the 20th century, humanity showed me that I was far from superhuman. If I thought I was detached from the value of life, World War I showed me I was not special in this.
Is he gonna go into World War One?
Oh, yeah. I kind of missed both of the world wars. I was busy walking at that time.
Yeah, I guess he would have been in the woods, huh?
They were terrible, Samuel. Mass death events have happened before. The Napoleonic Wars, the Taiping Rebellion, and even older wars killed millions. But the industrialization of war turned corpses into mere numbers. Humanity could kill its enemies without ever seeing their faces. I was there on the Western Front. I saw mortars and mustard gas used indiscriminately, men ripped to unidentifiable shreds. Day after day, month after month, the bodies filled mass graves, each death contributing to no ultimate goal.
Ay, ay, ay. Bleak.
Back then, I was a creature who saw death as glorious. I thought that mortals were food, owed to me because I was greater than they. This casual mass murder showed me that I was not above my humanity. Murder was humanity. I'm afraid, Samuel, that I quite lost my appetite for blood. I did not think such a thing was possible for a vampire. One night, standing on a North Sea beach, utterly lost, I walked into the sea.
So his time on the roof where I had to talk him down wasn't his first time doing that? Being that rock bottom?
Water filled my lungs, but I did not die. I kept walking into the cold gloom to whatever fate would befall me.
What were you thinking in that moment?
I was not. Without a purpose, all I had was walking. That was all that mattered.
So, what happened?
Yeah. So if you just walk into the sea and the sun comes up, how did you survive?
The light of moon and sun faded away. I saw things in the darkness. Flashes of nightmares, giant eyes peering at me in the gloom.
You spent time at the bottom of the ocean?
I felt the heat of volcanic plumes, saw explosions of strange life in the corpses of dead whales. As I walked further still, I came upon the wreckage of a great ship, littered with material reminders of the mortals who once walked its decks. I will never forget the experience of seeing this symbol of humanity's power over nature decaying in the abyss. I had to sketch the great ship as soon as I could. It was named the Titanic.
Wow. That means he spent a lot of time underwater.
The creatures of the cold deep paid it no mind, ignorant of the death all around them, for there were no bodies to speak of. I think it was then that I finally understood. Death, as a state of nature, has no meaning.
Death doesn't erase the memory of a person, just the body.
I suppose one could say their hearts will go on.
Do 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 do.
I hope you ain't gonna sing it.
Do 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 do.
Don't worry, my friend. I think
sang
we
it
all
for
heard
you.
that song a little too much. But you are right. I was so sure I understood death, but I was only beginning to understand mortality. As I watched the creatures of the deep swimming among the wreckage of the great ship, I realized how small my life truly was. For once, I felt small, powerless, a small spark of life in the void. All my unlife was a primal scream. I am here, I matter. But I finally understood that I could never be heard.
But we can't help but matter, and it's a control fallacy to say we don't. Maybe we don't get heard in the same way we want to be heard, but that we can't control. But the sea knew you were there, just like the woods knew I was there.
I must admit, Samuel, I am a bit envious of your wisdom at such a young age. I will say it was a terrifying experience, but one that I am unendingly grateful for. And it was more achievable than going to space.
Vampires in space. I guess there's no real reason why we shouldn't go out there. We got time for long travel.
Vampire astronauts aren't as hot as vampire pirates. Just
Maybe
saying.
we should take a trip to Mars sometime.
Martian vampires? It's a little silly, Samuel.
Take me to your bleeder.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
It was truly terrible.
It was. Oh my god, that was gloriously dumb. You know what I learned? You know what I just learned, chat? He likes smart girls, but he also likes funny people. I can be funny. Funny's all I got most of the time.
After this dark journey, I walked back across the Atlantic, sustained with fish blood and a new will to understand myself. My timing could not have been better, because a new form of science was just coming into prominence: psychology, the study of the self. I was obsessed with the study of the self. I became interested in my own feelings. Why did I rage for so long? What did it feel like physically? And I realized that my prevailing feeling was always fear. Why was I not interested in myself for nearly 3,000 years? I should have shed my ignorance long before.
Should statement.
I think you know as well as I do that there was a should statement.
I know. I should have recognized my own should.
You should have recognized your own should? That's a load of should in one bag.
Your observation is certainly valid. I should listen to you more often.
Oh, come on, Chief. You
I'm
don't
glad
need
I
to
brought
listen
should
to me.
statements.
Listen to yourself.
I am teasing you, Samuel.
You really are a dusty
him.
old joker, Andy.
No, I do appreciate your pointing out my should statement. I did find my way to the self. I was simply not ready to face myself for a few millennia. But I did develop an obsession with knowing myself, and it took me to some very awkward places.
All right, Chief, I'm ready. I ain't afraid of sex, so you can talk to me.
Neither am I. Let's go.
I suppose it was about sex.
Here we go.
Here we go.
This is when I began my studies with Sigmund Freud. I
Hey,
spent
yo.
much time with him. He shared this obsession with understanding the self. We analyzed each other, which helped us to analyze ourselves.
I am picking up what you're putting down there,
We
Andy.
hid nothing. We knew that we would understand the truth if we laid it bare.
Boxes,
You
you
don't
say.
have to tell me if you don't want to.
Take a look at this picture. What is your impression of this woman?
Well, she looks kind of stern, I guess.
She was certainly a very strong woman by all accounts, mighty like Isabella d'Este. This woman was most beloved by Sigmund. She was his mother. He would show me this very picture and say, Andromachos, if she were your mother, you would want to fuck her too.
Oh my God.
I don't use this phrase often for obvious reasons, but what in the Sam hell?
He could not imagine why anyone else would feel differently. Of course, I overshared with him as well. I do not think my recounting of the convent of San Sisto orgy of 1417 helped us to gain a greater sense of self-awareness.
It's both surprising and not surprising that he went to an orgy so large that it has an official name.
He eventually died, as mortals do, but my lust for understanding the self was not quenched. I became interested in the philosophy of those of my lifetime and the philosophy of the modern era. It was like charting a map through humanity. It was invigorating. I felt alive. This feeling showed me that I was on the right path. I thought that my immortality made me the ideal student of the self. I had time to question and explore. But I did not account for the fact that the act of questioning made me grow and change myself. I am no longer the man I was yesterday, and tomorrow I shall be someone new. I have become aware of ways in which I could be more mindful, more kind, more fashionable even. I chase the truth, Samuel.
It does?
And I chase the good.
Okay.
It is a shame that I can only chase them, never catch them.
You ain't ever gonna be perfect, Chief. Neither am I. You're right. The more aware we are, the more them goalposts are gonna keep moving. We can always be better. But I think you're disqualifying the positive of being good enough. You're trying, Andy, every day. I think that's the battle won right there. You ain't gonna slip now. 4,000-year-old Andy is gonna be a force of good to be reckoned with.
I know. It reminds me of a pearl of wisdom Marcus Aurelius gave me that I could not yet understand. He said, waste no time in arguing what a good person should be. Be one.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I take these words to heart now, but it is hard to not have deep regrets.
I think you know how to address them regrets there, Andy.
Are you going to do the horse thing? I would prefer you didn't.
Andy's like, please don't use your vampire horse powers on me. Thank you.
No, I ain't gonna do the horse thing.
I am relieved. But yes, you know what I need. and I gratefully accept it.
Andy, let's accept all the dark deeds you done. Let's accept that it took you a long time to change. Ain't no getting around that. It's time to show a little compassion. You're doing your best. You're a better person for all the work you done. You, my friend, are good enough.
Yes, he's better than good enough.
Good enough. I suppose I am.
Yeah.
Would you like a hug there, boss?
I would love a hug, my friend.
I want to give him a hug. And a smooch. Is that it? Or do we not get to see art? Is there no fan art of Sam and Andy hugging? Am I denied the art? Hello? Oh. I guess that's all. That was nice. Andy's backstory sure is something. And I am upset I'm denied fan art of Sam and Andy hugging. That makes me upsetty spaghetti. I don't think the art was safe for stream. It's a hug, Major. What do you mean? They were talking about hugging. Nothing wrong. Nothing NSFW. Simply a tender embrace after a tough therapy session where Andy talked about borking everyone through history.